Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey, y'all, it's game time with the ladies of left field. It's Jordan here with Casey and Katie, as always.
Hello.
Hey, y'all.
And we took a little week off. That was my fault. I was in Pensacola, Florida for the SEC women's soccer tournament, which was a lot of fun, but also a lot of soccer. But now we are back just in time to talk about Texas's awesome, mostly awesome, 80% awesome, and then dicey at the end win over Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But first off, I will let Katie take it away with Hot Girl Headlines.
Okay, well, we got to talk about the World Series. It was an epic World Series. It doesn't really matter if you were cheering for the Dodgers or the Blue Jays. It was great. It was so entertaining, and I feel like every time it was a great game, and you felt like your team was going to win, and it was just great baseball. The Dodgers did win. They pulled off the comeback to win their second straight World Series in this super epic Game 7. It was a really thrilling end of the game. The Dodgers had a bases loaded kind of jam in the ninth, and then they were able to send the game into extra innings, which is always exciting. And then they had a chance to really win it in the 10th, but they didn't. And then at the top of the 11th, their catcher, Will Smith, hit a solo home run, and that was the winning run to the game. So great baseball, great time. I know the Dodgers had their big parade in LA recently, and so congrats to the Dodgers. Congrats to all baseball fans. It was a really amazing, fun World Series. So love that.
Yeah, and Will Smith, he had in one of those bases loaded situations when Toronto had the bases loaded, trying to, they tied or win it. I can't remember which the situation was, but he had his foot, like his toe, just barely on the, on home plate,
yeah.
or Toronto would have scored. I mean, he was stretching to get that out at home. So he was the hero on both sides of the field, diamond, however you want to say that. I've never really thought about that.
Thought about it, yeah.
Cool. Saying it offensively and defensively, he was the guy.
Yeah.
So, or one of the guys, and then of course that Yamamoto.
I know that.
I didn't know he had pitched the game before.
Yeah.
Or had
Amazing.
been in. So that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me that this is maybe, I think, the 5th year in a row that Will Smith has won a World Series. Not always the same Will Smith, but there are enough Will Smiths in the MLB that one of them has been on a roster the last 5 champions.
That's fascinating. That is funny. What a random, that's a trivia question for you, Jordan.
Right? Hey, now everybody knows.
That is wild. How funny.
Well, sticking on the baseball theme for my Hot Girl headline, it's a little bit different though. The people that may or may not know the SEC network kind of thing, they have these things called SEC Storied, where they go and they kind of do documentary type pieces. And they've done one called The Summer of '83, Texas versus the Tide. And this is all about the 1983 College World Series and how and pretty much that final game, but the Longhorns won. Spoiler alert. We did win the national championship that year. But this documentary, they debuted it down at a Rockport Film Festival this past weekend, and then it'll be at a Key West Film Festival next weekend. And then it's going to actually be released on SEC Network next May. And they're kind of pushing it as a hype up the College World Series, kind of beforehand. But I actually talked to one of the guys that was on that team this week randomly. And he was saying that when he went to the one in Rockport, the film festival, and watched the premiere, and he said, I was nervous. I was nervous during the whole thing, watching it, with the way they made the game, just how they did the whole thing. He goes, and I mean, I was on the team. I know we won.
I know how this happened.
So they got me really excited because that was pretty much that's my first major memory of college baseball, Longhorn baseball. I mean, I remember Mike Brumley catching the last out. I mean, I remember that whole that was when ESPN first started showing the College World Series and all that kind of stuff. And that was really the only time you ever saw a college baseball on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, it wasn't like it was shown. So anyway, I think that's pretty exciting and an awesome thing for Texas baseball that be able to be out there for all the world to see.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Can't wait.
That's funny. You would think I haven't watched many of those SEC stories. Now I'm gonna have to watch this one. Do you think I would?
Well, I want to find. They did one on the 19th. I think they did one either on the Arkansas game, which a lot of people have done that, or like something else about the '69 team. And so, but I don't know how it's like.
I think you can go in maybe in the ESPN app, like where you would watch anything else. Where YouTube TV subscribers are having to go watch all of their college football. Anyway, but for that documentary that you're talking about, though, a lot of that stuff lives on the app and is on demand, so you could maybe go back and watch it.
Yeah, I was thinking.
But speaking of all things college football, or not getting to watch college football, I did not get to watch the Texas game this week, but the CFP rankings came out on Tuesday night. So this is the first week of the official, this is what they're going to use for postseason college football. And those rankings came out Tuesday. They'll come out every Tuesday moving forward. And Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, Texas A&M at 3, Alabama at 4, and Georgia at 5 is how the first one looked. So I don't think that really surprised many people. That sounds right. Feels right. You got the 3 undefeateds and then Alabama, Georgia. Texas came in at 11, which means they, in this first iteration of the playoff, they would not make it because you have to do the top 5. The conference champions automatically get in, and then the top group of 5 team gets in. So Virginia being at 14 right now, and Memphis not actually even being ranked, but being the top group of 5 team, those two would kick Texas out at this first rankings release. So
with OU,
not ideal. Say what?
And OU was right behind us.
Oh yeah, no, it's so Texas has some work to do, which it not looking great moving forward. Only because I say that only because they have Georgia and A&M still on the schedule. So. Gonna be tough, but SEC had 9 teams, Big Ten had 7, ACC had 5, and the Big 12 had 3 in this initial ranking, and the Notre Dame's up there, but they don't count towards any conference. Yeah. So, that's it. Keep an eye every Tuesday for the CFP rankings to come out to see if Texas will make it into the playoff for the 3rd year in a row. Am I doing that? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun. But, anyway, but we can move on now to the game. I'm not kidding y'all. I was on, the way this works, we go, and the day before the tournament starts, we meet with, all the coaches of the games we're going to cover. So Saturday, my meeting started it was 10:30 a.m. So I was literally in meetings the entirety of the Texas game. So I'm just I had stat broadcast up even because I didn't want to stream it on my phone and be an a-hole. But I had, the game cast up. So I kept looking down, and I'm, excited. Then as the game started ending, I was like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? And then I was getting text messages and 3 different group messages to it. And of course, no context. It's just oh, wow, or holy shit. And I'm like, what's happened? What do you mean? What's going on? Someone tell me something. So
I will say,
those of you that actually watched it, tell me what happened.
Well, I was going to say, I think it was the best 3 quarters of football that we've played all year. The first 3 quarters, I think it was the best. Yeah, and then I just feel like the 3rd or the 4th quarter, I feel like we were just playing to not lose. You know what I mean? I just think we played super vanilla offense, and our defense was just playing prevent, but not well. And so, and I was and Vandy's a good team, and so it was annoying. I was like, we just did this to Mississippi State. Other teams can do it to us too. You can't let teams back in these, and you can't just play soft offense and defense and expect to win. So then, yeah, it got frustrating. We were sitting with Robert, and Robert left at the beginning of the 4th quarter to go home and take care of his dogs, and he was going to go out and meet people afterwards because Kelly was at camp. And I was about to text him and be like, you better get back here because since you've left, we freaking look horrible. So yeah, it was frustrating, but Case, what have you got to add to that?
Kind of the same. The fourth quarter, one, it didn't help that they had, had scored one touchdown, and then they held us. We ended up kicking a field goal, I want to say, or I don't even know if we even did that. But when they got the ball back, they had that, like you were saying, that prevent defense. The guy that he threw the ball, probably had threw the ball to. There wasn't a defensive guy in sight. So he just turned around and just trotted into the end zone. And you're like, oh my God, that just happened like within, 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, oh no, now we're only down by 10, or up by 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it kind of got intense. Defense kind of stayed on it. And then, then there was the 2-point conversion, that they got. So I guess we were up by 11 then, I guess.
Yeah. The refs were horrible. The refs were really, really bad.
They were.
I think, Casey, you were saying, you were like, we got the complete F team from the SEC to referee that game.
They were bad.
Yeah.
There were multiple them holding. They're just yanking Colin Simmons' jersey. I was sitting on the 50 again with Michelle and their crew, and it wasn't like, and I'm not just being like that. I'm saying this. The entire everybody's like, it's on. And we're right there because we're literally, lined up. It's not like we're in the end zone calling it, or from the other end just doing the typical holding, So I just felt like those refs. And supposedly of course, and then the 2-point conversion, when everybody's like, it didn't touch the pylon. Supposedly there was a camera angle from the opposite side that when he first got, that the tip from that angle, it looks like the ball did cross the plane without having to hit the pylon, because then he went out of bounds.
Yeah.
So that supposedly was the reasoning of why that stood up, the 2-point conversion or whatever.
Gotcha.
But that did still, send the crowd into a freaking tizzy. But the crowd was amazing. The crowd stayed in the game. Didn't, just kept on cheering and to show up at 11 o'clock after Halloween. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Sark was, good to comment on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really think, what also we have to talk about the fact that Arch came out and started when nobody knew what was happening, because really we'd heard all week that he wasn't even practicing.
Yeah.
And so
I joked during the game that I think he plays a little bit better concussed, and then he actually joked about that too.
He said that himself in his post game comments. Jokingly, he said, "I guess the concussion helped." But he was sharp. He was on his game. So
well, we talked about he was sharp, way sharper with his accuracy, but we were saying all of his balls were kind of ducks. Like he throws a really tight spiral.
Yeah.
Really, usually, Jordan, it's like it is a flying ball and it's a tight spiral that's going to nobody. But but then on Saturday, it was like ducks, like weird, like the ball was going to the right people. So I don't know.
Hey, man, get it to the right people. Like, okay. That was funny. I did go start to rewatch it, and I just got the alert, like, 75-yard touchdown. And I'm like, dang, are they slinging it already? Then obviously I see now that it was like a little pass to win. But either way, whatever's working. If he's at least accurate and no turnovers, anything like that, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Not having actually watched the whole thing, but I'll take it.
I think that momentum was amazing for us. We first little pass, like out there, runs it, for a touchdown. And then we get that turnover really quickly. And so I feel like all that momentum was on our side. Like Kay said, our crowd was just amazing. And we were super fired up after that. So I think all that really, really played a big role.
And I didn't I didn't get to start really focusing until about towards the end of the first quarter myself. But I wasn't picking up on it in the first half, but in the second half, there were the Vanderbilt guys, especially their defense, they were definitely trying to get in our offensive linemen's heads and start stuff, they were get right up in their face after the play. And there was lots of that going on. And you were just kind of like, I mean, I saw multiple times, like, somebody, a receiver, somebody come or another lineman come get one of ours, like, like get back, because we're gonna get the flag.
Yeah.
If you do the retaliation bit, or but they were right up in their faces, and then one that 15-yard personal foul against when they said our guy knocked Pavia out, and I'm like, well, Pavia was yanking his jersey down the whole time, pulling him down too into that stuff on the sideline. So I think that definitely there was a lot of emotions were going on in that game. That the players were definitely fired up on both sides.
Yeah, Pavia, and apparently his brother likes to talk a lot of trash too. And then there, but also I think Colin Simmons had a hell of a game. That guy was on fire, and he was just everywhere in the backfield. And I think that getting into their offensive linemen's heads, and Pavia just didn't like that Colin Simmons was always coming after him quite a bit. So yeah, when they're like,
one and a half tackles for loss, 2 QB hits, and and forced fumble. All right,
yeah. He forced that fumble and he got the ball back. That was amazing. That was an amazing play he had.
That's awesome.
Great. But it's like, and of course, obviously, we're all we're excited, and we're like, okay, we have this little chance now, to get things going on. But I mean, we wouldn't be in that position, even as fired up for this game, if we hadn't had our amazing comeback against Mississippi State.
Yeah,
that we didn't talk about since we were off last week. But I mean, that was unbelievable,
right?
To come back, on the road, which I think that was like last week. It was like, okay, don't think that enough point. The whole time I was like, we don't have enough points. We came back last week. It's possible.
Yes,
to come back.
Just keep scoring. The whole just don't ever take your foot off the gas. Yeah,
that's it. Got to keep it going. Can't worry about losing. You just got to keep trying to win. But yeah,
and of course we have a bye this week, so it's
which seems like good timing, because obviously we didn't get to talk about Taff right after we recorded our last episode. We got the news about Michael Taff having his thumb surgery.
Yeah.
But then weren't they saying like he was still practicing, and like I guess in theory could have played if they really needed him?
I don't know. My thing is like put a hard cast on that thing and like let's get in the game.
Get going.
I mean, you see so many defensive guys that have like clubs on their hands, for God's sake.
That's true.
And they like use them as in a positive way.
Yeah, I think I'm sure he wanted to be out there, but I bet they were just kind of like, let's give it one more week.
Sure.
But they definitely, I mean, they miss him on just being out there calling plays.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one that caught. So he's over there trying to like yell at them all to, what to do, whatever. But you can definitely see certain plays where there's, they're kind of they just don't look quite as, intact.
Yeah.
Crisp. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Taft thing I was talking, it was making me think, because talking about having the idle week this week, because did Wingo end up coming back in the game? The point I got to when I was rewatching is when he had left.
I don't remember if he came back in or not. He might have.
Because I couldn't find anything on him or like Jelani McDonald leaving the game. Anyway, just a good time also, especially with Arch dealing with what he's dealing with, even though he's back, but getting to take the week off now after it seems like so many people are banged up. Like, it's perfect time, especially before Georgia.
You definitely need to lie. Definitely. I think that's a real deal. And then Case, you want to tell them they celebrated the 2005 team?
Yeah, at the Vanderbilt game, the 2005 team was recognized for the 20th anniversary of their national championship. Hard to believe it's already been 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a reception for them before the game, and it was great. I mean, all these players were in there that laughing, hugging, loud, having the best time, and then got them over to the field, and they all got to go out on the field and be recognized. And the crowd really roared for that. You could see Coach Brown got visibly like emotional. He looked like he was about to start crying. So it was all good.
Yeah, and the crowd was hype, and like VY was being funny and like doing a little, but then when the camera got onto Mac, like the crowd got significantly louder. Like, it was real cool. I mean, just to, I think, for people to honor him in that way and just show a lot of respect and a lot of love. I think he didn't really anticipate that happening, that the crowd would get significantly louder for him.
Yeah.
And so then the camera even went back to him later, and then everybody got loud again, so I thought that was cool. Very,
I love that.
very respectful Longhorn fans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Mac was. It's funny when you're in the moment too. Like, I think that was my senior year, and you're in the moment, and everyone's talking about, oh, Mac's got to go, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe. And now looking back at what we'd had until then, how many people are probably like, can he just go back? What do you think?
Yeah.
So
you don't know how many times I was in the office going, we would have been 9-3 with this year with this team, but 7. So okay, great.
Yeah. So that's good to hear that everyone, whether they realized it in 2014 or not, but that everyone finally gave Mac his flowers if they hadn't.
Right.
So
Right.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's awesome. Well, I have some other football news, and I just thought it was super interesting. I have noticed this season, like, all of these NFL kickers are like kicking these super long field goals. I mean, like, if you're a Cowboys fan, we have Aubrey, and that kid can kick the ball like crazy. But I was like starting to feel like this was becoming more of a trend to have these really long NFL footballs or field goals. So, and even last Sunday, what's his name? Cam Little for the Jaguars. He made a 68-yard field goal. That is wild. 68 yards. And so apparently there have been like 7 field goals this season of over 60 yards, which is like by far the most in any season. And I did not realize what has happened this year. Have y'all heard about this?
No, I just read your stuff. I know.
Yeah.
I didn't know till you said something.
Yeah.
They're calling it the K-ball rule, which I really don't know why they're calling it that, K-ball. But so in previous years, kickers only got 3 new footballs on game day. And, if you've ever seen a kicker on the sideline, they're always like pushing the ball and like doing all these things to the ball to try to like break it in. And they don't have much time to break them in. And so this season, this is crazy to me. Each team got 60 kicking balls at the start of the season. And then kickers can break them in like at all times. You know what I mean? And so they squeeze and squish them and make them more, like whatever, pliable. And then they rub down the balls like a deep tissue massage. Try to wear off all the grippy things on the outside, like all the tiny bumps on the football. But I guess that's how they like it. And maybe I would think it's like less friction, through the air. It makes it more probably, just things like that. It probably makes it go further. If it's not as much friction on the ball. It's like swimmers kind of. So anyways, and so there we go. We're halfway through the season and we've already kicked 7 60 plus field goals. And so they're thinking,
I've never, like, when you were talking about that, I've never even like thought of that when they'll show the kicker over there on the, especially when, it's end of the game or, clutch time, and they're over there messing around with the football. I think I probably thought that was just like their little, like, nervous routine of waiting around and fiddling around with it, kind of thing. But that's really interesting.
I know. Yeah. I was fascinated because I have noticed this year. I'm like, damn, these guys are kicking the hell out of the ball. But now it gives you a little bit more insight. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a fun fact.
Yeah,
fun fact.
That is awesome.
What else happened with the Longhorns, y'all? We can go back to that.
Well, they didn't play in the soccer tournament. I know. I hit that the other day. They did not play in the soccer tournament. So, and that has been my entire world for last week. So I had to go and like look and see. Outside of like one night at dinner, the Stars were still on. It was the night that they went to a shootout, and so I did get to see the shootout and the Stars won. But otherwise, I was like, I have watched nothing.
And the Stars are starting off good, right?
Yes, I think they won their first 2 and then I think lost 2 in a row.
Okay.
But we're getting back into form. I was
now
just
the
about
Mavericks.
to go.
Like the Mavericks, we've been trying to follow. We can't watch half the time because they're not on a channel even. Yeah. Anything. But I'll look at the score and each time I'm like, oh, they're getting closer. They're getting closer. Like they're losing, but they're like last night they only lost by 2. So I think Cooper Flagg is starting to find himself. that first game he was a little shaky. But I just I'm like really need Kyrie Irving back, and he won't be back until after the first of the year. So, but hopefully, I haven't really followed a whole lot of other NBA. Barnes getting mad. He's like, maybe we just need to get the NBA pass, and I'm like, no.
Not yet. You got a long way to go until it gets good.
Yeah, and that's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
But
Texas volleyball finally lost, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And I think
But again, get it out of the way now.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way now before you get into postseason.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's how I feel. I'm like, they couldn't have gone undefeated the whole season. Like, it's okay to lose a little bit, but get back on the tracks and let's get it together, ladies. But
they've got Florida this weekend or Friday. And Florida's ranked number 25, I believe. Yeah. And they're 13-8. So that should be a good situation for them to get themselves. I mean, the A&M, I heard that the A&M match, went down to the wire. I mean, it was 5 sets and they lost 15-13 in the 5th set.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it was a, crazy scene over there since they were in College Station.
Yeah.
But, Kentucky's ranked number 3, or they might be number 2 now. I'm not
They're
sure.
2 now. Yeah. They just moved to 2.
So that
whooped us. I mean, they whooped us in 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the game where even maybe that was it. I saw all of our swimming and diving team were there in their Speedos. Maybe it was distracting.
Yeah. Because Kentucky was here at home.
Yeah.
So, well, our basketball has started in college basketball. Women's basketball has started off good as expected. So, I mean, they had a good win. I don't know that they have really a strong test until UCLA in a few weeks. I know that doesn't matter to Vic Schaefer. I know he expects them to, play as if they're playing, for the national championship that first game. And then, in my opinion, men's basketball started also as we probably expected, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We purchased Sling TV for a night pass so we could watch that game. And Barn was, really thrilled. Not. But I was like, well, the defense is doing okay in the first half. I mean, because it was close and we were ahead by 1. But I mean, our shooting, I was like, good Lord, can you,
make a shot.
I think maybe I could have made more baskets than they did. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I felt like they were going up and it was just like, okay, you're right there. Tip it into the basket. I mean, they just get it up higher, something. One. Ugh.
Oh, that's great.
But,
oh boy.
But we'll see. Hopefully, so I feel like the next several of their games should be games where they can get some good work in and some confidence and wins and stuff. So we'll see.
Okay.
And I didn't know volleyball's almost done, y'all. So it's we play Florida away, we play Auburn away, and then we have the last home game against South Carolina on November 16th, and then you go into the SEC volleyball tournament.
Yeah,
crazy.
Which I'm super pumped for that volleyball tournament to be back. That's gonna be because just of how competitive the SEC is in volleyball. That's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's a single elimination. Did we ever find out? Does everybody make it?
I feel like we did, but now I don't remember. Give me 2 seconds because I can figure this out.
Well, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. It looks like everyone does make it. It's looks like 9 through 16 play in the first round, and then some people get a single bye into the second round. Some people get a double bye. It looks like 1 through 4 get a double bye.
Yep.
And at this point, what do we got? Kentucky's at the top of the conference, 11-0. Texas A&M at 11-1. Then Texas 10-2. Oh. So Texas would still get a double bye, but and flow out, and Florida's right behind. Not close enough. They're at 8-4. They're not going to catch up, but Florida would be that 14 right now.
Yeah, this is the first time they're having this tournament since 2005.
Mhm.
It's been
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
Like
that's super cool.
when you get all these good teams, hopefully. So
Yeah. Very cool. It's in Georgia. There we go. All right, good times. Well, other things to chat about. If we want to, stick with the Longhorns for a second, I know that we want to maybe give a lot of respect and honor our good friend Scott Wilson,
Oh, yes.
who passed away. I think we had talked about him on a previous show that he did have a heart episode as he was going to the Florida football game, our game against Florida. Ended up having a heart attack or a heart event and likely a stroke when he was in the Jacksonville airport. And so he was there getting support in that hospital. I think had woken up a couple of times, but just, through various reports, just kept having additional really serious medical concerns. And then the family, it was just too much for his body to really continue. And so, went into hospice, but then died pretty quickly and in the hospital there in Jacksonville, which I know a lot of us were sad about because, I think if he would have been here in Austin, he would have had a ton of visitors and people coming to really, just, see him and give their last respects and just different things. And so I know it was hard for, I'm sure, him to be in Florida and for his family and people that wanted to see him to be in Florida. But he was still loved. I think his sister reported that, she sang The Eyes of Texas, and that's when Scott passed away. So as it should be. I was really proud of our university. At the game on Saturday, they did at least a 2-minute tribute on the Jumbotron, on the, over the loud speaker right before the Eyes of Texas. They really honored Scott. They showed him in the caddy. They really talked about how many games he's attended, about how such a loyal, loving fan he was. And that, no matter how Texas played, he just showed so much love and loyalty to the Longhorns. And so then they said they were and like Scott Wilson would want, or like Scott Wilson always did, everybody stand up and let's sing the Eyes of Texas. Let's sing Scott's favorite song, and everybody stood up and sang the Eyes of Texas. So it was super special. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, Scott's services are this Saturday and Sunday. His actual funeral is on Sunday. So yeah. I know Mark and I are going to go. I know, Casey, you're out of town.
Good.
But, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to be a jam-packed.
I know.
Yeah.
I told Mark that. It's in Allendale, so at St. John's. And I was like, Mark, we're going to need, so anyway, we're going to drop PJ off for a play date. And then I was like, we're going to need to plan to get there really early. I was like, it's going to be packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I shared it with all letter winners, just, knowing obviously a lot of people, out of state and all that kind of stuff, but just that they knew, what was happening. And one former baseball player, I don't know where he lives, but he was saying that he was rearranging things so he could be here, at either Saturday or Sunday. And he was part of those late 80s teams when Scott and the Wild Bunch were in their real prime.
Yeah.
And our dugout was right there, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that he was honored before the game and everything.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I think they did a really, really nice job. It was really good. And then I know there's lots of talk, from baseball perspective about ways that the baseball team are going to honor him or the stadium. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. But I think it's cool. They're really thinking about it.
That's great.
Yeah. Sweet Scott.
I know.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, y'all will have Jeff, Brian. Are they all going to go too? I would imagine. I know Jeff will.
Jeff will. I told Mark said Jeff's been beating himself up that he didn't actually go to Florida.
Yeah,
and I was like, Cross, you don't. That's hard.
How could you? How oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm sure the service on Sunday is going to be
Oh,
Beautiful and very burnt orange.
I know. That's what I was thinking, Jordan. Actually, I was like, do I wear black? I feel like I have to wear burnt orange. Like I gotta
See? Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
point. I do kind of hope everyone wears burnt orange. That
I
would
would
be.
imagine you could wear something orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that's what he would want. Everybody show up in their Texas gear.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so fun.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Anybody got anything
all I have.
else?
Yeah,
I was gonna say that's
the only fun
There are-
thing to keep an eye on we can all keep watching is like this crazy coaching situation in the
oh yeah.
everywhere.
That's right. I forgot we also didn't talk about so far Penn State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, and then Auburn last week. Like,
Yeah.
is that everyone? Have there been any more that I missed while I was in a soccer haze? Because like
Nothing
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like, and so then I'm like, who's gonna? Who's having the best time is freaking Lane
Auburn
Kiffin.
fired Hugh Freeze?
Mhm.
Oh, I missed that.
after the
Yeah.
game on Saturday, right after the game, Case.
Oh, well, I guess I missed it because we didn't have ESPN.
I am shocked that this is still hanging on this long. Normally they get like there was one in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Was it Fox or
It
someone?
was
Or
Fox,
I don't.
and they fixed it.
Yeah.
before-
Did you
fixed
figure it out the
before
night
the game.
before? That's what they always do. So this is just wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like what you just said, Jordan, just real quick to go for anybody else listening to about is having the ESPN issues. So I was able to, on my laptop here to log into ESPN, so we can get like ESPN Plus stuff, but but you can't get ESPN or ESPN. You can't get any channel that would be on your YouTube. So like I wouldn't be able to watch SEC Network even on the app, and I just think that's pretty shitty. Excuse my, but because I pay $12.99 a month extra.
Yeah.
I thought that's what I was paying for, to be able to have it wherever I wanted it.
Yeah.
But supposedly, if I bought the $29.99 one, I would for sure get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I'm like, well, I'm not changing my YouTube is still my provider.
Right. No, I think that too, the $29.99, because that's where people are paying for like. It's for that one was really for the people that don't have a service, that don't have live TV streaming and just want to watch ESPN stuff. So that's still like ESPN, all their networks just on its own through the app. But I mean, I still like, you should still have to, if you would, it's silly that you have ESPN Plus and can't watch.
Right. So, but
most
what
of the
I'm
live
saying is
sports.
I'm wondering though, if I were to up it and say, okay, I'll pay this, will it still, because these smart TVs, they seem to recognize things, will it still, like, because I have YouTube TV, will it still not let me have those things?
In theory, you should be able to like if you go into your smart TV and log out of YouTube TV, that would work probably. So when you go into ESPN, it would probably make you log in again, but you would use your whatever extra login.
That's like really not cool of any of these people to make you have to do all this.
I know. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Fortunately, we won't be home this weekend. We'll be with my mom's, and they have everything, and there's good games, and and this better be fixed by next week.
I'm still shocked that it's gone on for what, a little over a week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It started last Friday.
Yeah, insane. Speaking of good games, what do we have this week? We got
BYU and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Missouri and A&M.
Yep. Oh, Mizzou.
Go Mizzou.
Yeah, Oregon, Iowa. That's still a ranked game.
Yeah.
And then it's an LSU team. Who's LSU playing, y'all?
Bama.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie, I can't believe did SMU upset
Miami? They
Miami?
did.
Was that this week? Right?
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
set.
Saturday. I called my dad because they were playing. I think the same time we were playing. They were playing 11 a.m. and I was kind of watching and I talked about it. I was like, there's no way, man. I was like, that Miami, I was like, I don't think SMU can pull it off. And I mean, we were still kind of paying attention, of course. And then when they won, I was like, dang. So I called my dad right after and I was like, your ponies did it. And he was like, oh. So that was great. I mean, I thought Miami was it. I thought Miami was like the complete team for this year. And then they've now fallen apart. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. Go ponies.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
Go ponies.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, enjoy the weekend off, or enjoy the weekend in Tyler, enjoy the bye weekend, and just, hopefully everybody, Jordan, hopefully you get some downtime, girl. You've been so busy.
As I say, we're all just gonna take a little rest, just reset.
Yeah.
A
little
We're
reset.
supposed to get a cold front on Sunday, so
I know.
Ooh,
the weather. What's your weather, Jordan? Are y'all already like 50?
it's pleasant. It's been like the 40s, 50s in the morning. It got up to low 70s yesterday, so it's still like I wear a sweatshirt most of the time. But I'll tell you what, I went to Pensacola for the same tournament last year, but I don't remember it. It was like actually cold, like pretty chilly the whole time and windy. So I think there was only one time where I didn't have a jacket or a sweatshirt or a sweater or something on the whole 5 days I was there.
Yeah.
But I did get to actually go sit on the beach and read one evening for a little, which was my goal, because last year I just we stayed on the beach and I did not see the beach. So on our like prep day in between the round 1 and round 2, I was like, y'all, I gotta go. I just have to go put my feet in the sand, please. My feet need to touch the beach water, the ocean water.
Yes.
Good for you.
So
Good.
yeah.
Good.
All right, everyone. Well, we'll catch up. Enjoy your bye week.
Yeah.
And then we'll reconvene next week to prepare for the Georgia game.
Yes.
Oh boy.
All right. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right.
See y'all in left field.
See y'all in left field.
You in left field.